Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Dom Lovely. I'm Dom, and I appreciate you guys joining me. I know you could have been doing anything else, but you're here with me. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Did you guys happen to catch the episode on Monday of the Wendy Williams show? Well, looks like she had four very interesting co-hosts sitting in for her. There was Don Lemon, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with his political commentary, but he has a show on CNN. And then we had Judge Faith. She has a very popular judge show, and I just love Judge Faith. She is so beautiful and so smart, and she's really fair about her rulings. Also, we had Elizabeth. What's Elizabeth's last name? I've seen her before. Wagmeister. She does commentary for Page Six, and she also writes for Variety. And then we had Heather McDonald, which I'm not familiar with her, but she has a podcast called The Juice. I believe that's what it's called, The Juicy Scoop. So I'm not that familiar with her, but how did you guys think they did as standing in for Wendy? I thought they did okay. They seem pretty cohesive as a group. So we'll see where that goes. Don Lemon, I enjoy his commentary on CNN. I watch CNN almost every night to see what foolishness Donald Trump is up to. So I've always been a fan. But I just wonder, when is Wendy Williams actually returning to her job? I know she suffered from a hairline fracture of the shoulder, and she's not well and she hasn't been healthy, but Wendy has a lot going on in her personal life. And it just seems like when she does return, not sure when she's scheduled to return. They say next week, but it seems like she would go ahead and just put her business out on Front Street and just say, hey, I realize that I'm Hot Topics, and just address the situation. It's very odd because the last situation she came back and she said, well, everything's fine in Huntersville. But clearly, Wendy, everything is not fine. And clearly, you are putting on. Just be real. She seems to be able to keep it 100% with everybody else's personal affairs. So I don't understand why, Wendy can't come out and say, whatever, me and my husband are going through some situations, and in 2019 I'll be leaving his ass or whatever. Put your Wendy spin on it, but don't continue to pretend like nothing is going on, because something is definitely going on. Pictures are still surfacing of Shereenas looking quite pregnant and still wearing a ring, rolling around with her husband Kevin Hunter. So you know all is not well in Huntersville, like she likes to say. Um, you can definitely tell their marriage is in crisis. They've been married since 1997, and they have one son that's in college. Now, I've always been with the thought that once that son went off to college, that they're probably going to get a divorce, because it's just been too many incidents, too many reports coming out about her husband and his philandering ways and mistresses. But this one, it must be something about Shereenas. Now, Shereenas and I are from the same state, South Carolina. She looks very familiar to me. I'm from the same area where Charlemagne is from as well. And we know that Charlemagne has came out and said that him and Shereenas are really good friends. But she does look familiar to me. Don't know where I've seen her. But something about Miss Shereenas, Kevin Hunter cannot get away from her. You can tell that they are obviously in love. You know, he obviously does not want to be in a marriage with Wendy anymore, which is very interesting because Wendy does not have a problem spilling other celebrities' tea, but she won't tell about what's going on in her situation. I mean, it's what she does for a living. I get it. She gets paid for it. But, you might as well just come out with it. Like I said, whenever photos come out of Kevin and Shereenas, they're walking hand in hand. And, you can't tell me that Shereenas, I don't know if she's pregnant for sure now, but, they've been together. Reports are saying that they've been together for 10 years. And I believe at some point she probably has been pregnant, and he probably has asked her to terminate the pregnancy. Or, Wendy probably has put up a big fuss about it. I'm sure there's been a lot of arguing and a lot of, people getting kicked out of the house. Speaking of the house, apparently Kevin has put the house that he bought for Sherina on the market. So they no longer have that home. They've left that home. And probably because, um, paparazzi and other news outlets have gotten that information and they, knew where she lived because it seems like he was basically trying to hide her out. Not sure if Wendy knows about the home that he bought for her, or perhaps, this is their marriage. Perhaps this is a situation that they are comfortable with. And Wendy's like, hey, if you're going to cheat, at least I know her. I know where, you all live or where she has a home at. I'd be very interested to see what Sherina has to say about this whole situation. I mean, of course we'll never know, but just as a woman, how do you feel about being somebody's mistress for 10 years? Don't you have any, goals and desires and things that you want to do besides being somebody's mistress? And not to say that she doesn't do anything. We don't know what she does, but it just seems like you're living in the shadow of this constant reminder that you're the mistress of Kevin Hunter, who's the husband of Wendy Williams. Um, you know, Again, Wendy has insulted several people over the years. She's insulted Beyonce and said, Beyonce is not a great singer and she can't hit those high notes, and even accused her of faking her pregnancy. Isn't that something? You accuse Beyonce of faking her pregnancy, and now there's rumors that your husband's mistress is pregnant with his baby. God knows she has, went in on the Kardashians over the years about everything, saying that they have no talent, which is partially true. I mean, there has to be some talent there. They're making, a lot of money, so they're doing something. Do you guys remember years ago? I think it was the early 2000s when she went on her uh, radio station, when she went on the radio and outed Method Man's wife regarding her cancer. See what I'm saying? Low down, dirty stuff like that. Now, Method Man and his wife had no intentions of making that information public that his wife had cancer. That's something that they wanted to keep amongst them. And Method Man even went on air saying that, some members of their family didn't even know that information. But because somebody tipped Wendy off, Wendy decided it was a good idea. She decided it was a good idea to out his wife and put that information out on the radio for everybody to know. So he was pissed off, and rightfully so. She's made a lot of enemies, in the entertainment world. Um, and I strongly believe in karma. And one thing about karma, karma will come back for that behind. And I believe that is what's happening with Wendy Williams. She needs to be very careful about how she talks about other people and their situation. She certainly should not be throwing any stones at this point. I understand that she does have a lot of health related issues, but I strongly feel that something more is going on in her personal life, which is allowing her to not return back to her talk show in a timely manner. Now, I don't think they're going to cancel her show. Wendy Williams' show makes a great deal of money for the network. So I think that, I just think that she needs to be upfront and honest about what's going on with her situation. And, we'll see what happens. I'm enjoying the co-host. That last guy she had last year when she was out, he wasn't that funny. It was okay for what it was. I'm not an avid Wendy watcher. I watch for some of the hot topics, but sometimes Wendy does go too far. Sometimes her ass needs to be reeled back in. And I just think she's getting exactly what she put out. You put out negativity, you're going to get negativity. So we'll see, guys. I'll be keeping my eye on this whole Wendy Williams situation. All right, guys. Do not forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to my channel. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.